It's the calm before the storm here in Hong Kong. We've got Saturday afternoon racing to look forward to at Sha Tin this weekend before Champions Day next weekend. Here's what's coming up on HK Direct. We've got a competitive Class 2 event as the highest graded event at Saturday's meeting at Sha Tin. And they're the main international force at Champions Day. The Japanese horses, 3 of them coming over to contest 2 of the Group 1s on the big day. Kate Hunter will be joining me via Skype to discuss their chances. But the Sports for All Handicap Race 10 is our highest graded race this weekend coming up in Hong Kong. Let's have a look at the runners and riders engaged in this 95 to 75 ratings band event over 1,400 metres. And Victor Wong's got the ride on last start winner People's Night. Apollo's Choice has been in very good form this season. Regency Bobo is trying to make it back-to-back wins. Shanghai Chi is a Group 2 winner from Italy, making his Hong Kong debut. We'll have a look at Harmony Hero shortly. Infinity Endeavour's got the wide draw, and down the bottom, Turin Red Star and Great Profit. Let's have a look at some lead-up form then. I quite like the chances in this race of Regency Bobo. He's a very tough, very durable horse, rarely puts a foot wrong and makes his own luck in his races. That's him out in front. You can also see Turin Red Star in this race. And the grey behind them, roundabout. He's not in this race on the weekend, but he's franked the form by winning since. As we have a look at them turning for home, Regency Bobo drew gate 12 in this race. Matthew Poon had to make use of him in the early part of the race to get across and lead. So he had excuses had he been beaten, but he wasn't. He was tough. He found extra over the last 200 metres and won by a comfortable margin. As for Turin Red Star, I thought he had every possible opportunity in the race. I was a little bit disappointed on face value with the performance. The other good bit of news for Regency Bobo fans is that he's drawn better this time out. He won't have to use as much energy in the early part of his race this time as what he did last time. He's reliable, he goes forward, he'll be in the right part of the track, particularly in the C+3 position, which tends to favour on-pace runners. So he'll get his chance to make it back-to-back wins as he steps up in class on Saturday. But one of the up-and-coming horses, one of the boom horses here in Hong Kong is Harmony Hero. He's out wide as they turn for home. This was his second run in Hong Kong. At his first run, not much went right for him, but at his second run, he showed us how good he really is. He drew awkwardly. Naturally gave him a lovely ride, got into the right position. He gave Sun Touch, the leader, a big start, but he showed his turn of foot that he's got, and then he's pulled away to win by a comfortable margin. I like him over the 1,400 metres. He had good form in Australia, 2 for 2, and beating some very nice types over there. He looks like a horse who's progressive. He's got more rating points in hand, and I'm quite excited about his chances. So when it comes down to it, I'm going to go for Harmony Hero to make it back-to-back wins. He's my on-top pick for the race. Also think that Regency Bobo can fill a Quinella place here. He hardly ever puts a bad performance in. Kobe Boy, I haven't spoken about his chances. He had a long break after last season. He's had 2 good runs, narrowly beaten last time out, 3rd up, so fitness-wise he should be near his peak. And a lot of these horses are stepping up from Class 3 to Class 2, whereas number 1, People's Night, has got the score on the board in this grade. As far as the play goes, we'll go for the Quinella place, and we'll have Harmony Hero as our banker with Regency Bobo and Kobe Boy. So that's Saturday at Sha Tin, but the following week it's Champions Day. It's the inaugural running of Champions Day, but it won't be the first time we've seen Japanese runners at Sha Tin, and they've had plenty of success in years gone by.
Asian president sweeps up, goes to the front, Japanese history in Hong Kong. Away goes rulership. He's destroying his rivals in the QE2 Cup.
Morris surged to the front of the Champions Mile, broke clear from contentment. This is brutal force. Morris is far too good in the Champions Mile. Neo-realism fights on strongly. Pakistan Star tries hard. Japan have won the QE2 Cup again.
And joining me on the line to discuss the 3 Japanese horses coming over for Champions Day is Kate Hunter. Kate, thank you for your time. As we've seen there before, we've seen some great performances from Japanese horses at Sha Tin in these Group 1s, and it's terrific to have 3 of them coming over for Champions Day next week.
It's great to be back and with 3 horses for the spring. I was very excited to hear that we had such a high participation rate this year. I think these 3 horses should fit in quite well, especially the 2 in the Queen Elizabeth. I think that it's a really good matchup, good pairing for them. And it's always nice to have a participant in the sprint, though you Hong Kong natives are very hard to beat.
Let's start off then, Kate, with the Chairman's Sprint Prize. Fine Needle will be representing Godolphin's Japanese operation. A Group 1 winner last time out. Is he good enough, though, to beat Hong Kong sprinters on their home turf?
Yeah, Fine Needle has been getting better and better with each of his starts over the past couple of months, with the exception of the disappointing 12th place finish in the Sprinter Stakes last fall. I'd say I would rate that he was breaking from gate 13, and if you look at his form, he does not like outside gates, which is something to keep in mind next weekend. But I think that, you know, give him an inside post position, he can close fast off the pace. So, you know, him being right up there next to the front runners might not necessarily be what he needs. He can sit a couple back and catch up. As he showed in the Takamatsu no Mikinen earlier in the year. So I would like to see him run particularly well. Again, like I said, I don't know if he can beat Hong Kong natives, but he wouldn't be going if they didn't think they'd have a small chance.
Moving on then, Kate, to the QE2 Cup. 2 runners for Japan, Arain and Dambarite. On paper, Arain's form looks better. Would you agree with that assessment?
Well, I don't know if Alanin has a better form necessarily than Dambright. I think, you know, because you've got Alanin, he's coming off of a year where he hasn't seen the inside of the winner's circle. And the last time was in the Satsuki show, which just wrapped here in Japan. So it's been a fairly disappointing run for a son of Deep Impact. While he has had a couple runner-up efforts, including his past 2 starts where he was 2nd and 3rd. I don't think that he's necessarily in bad condition, but he hasn't really been able to find that luck again. But if you look back at Dan Bright, I think he's got a very interesting, more of a historical perspective than anything else. He's the son of 2012 QE2 winner Rulership. He is coming off of a win in the American Jockey Club Cup, which is the exact same race that Rulership won before he came to Hong Kong and won the QE2. And he also, they both had another prep race after that win, and they both lost that prep race. Now, Rulership, he ran 3rd in the Nikkei show, while we have Dan Bright, who finished 6th. So on paper, that doesn't sound very good, but both horses were only a little over 3.5 lengths away from the winner. So in reality, it was a very poor 3rd place finish for Rulership, and it was an average or a not so bad 6th place finish for Dan Bright. I'd say that he's got more of a chance than I think people will give him, which means he will probably be at really good odds. So if anyone's looking for an upset that'll pay well, I'd say Dan Bright might be it.
In summary then, Kate, 3 runners for Japan at Champions Day next week. Who do you think has the best chance of saluting?
Of the 3, well, I'll give you a little bit of insider information. I did have a nice little chat with Yasutoshi Ike, the trainer of Alanin, and his reasoning for bringing Alanin to the QE2 struck me as very methodical. And so I think he's definitely there for a very good reason. And I think he's probably been considering this race for longer than we might give him credit for. I think he said to me that the horse prefers a bit of give in the ground, which is something you don't usually get in Japan, but you do have in Hong Kong. He prefers it a little bit cooler than a little bit hotter, and it's about ready to get very hot in Japan, which would explain his poor performances last summer. And so it'll still be fairly, it won't be summertime when he gets over to Hong Kong and runs over there. So he's got those two. Those are very specific reasons to be taking a horse to a foreign country to run. And he also said that his horse is a 2,000-meter specialist. So you kind of tick all those boxes, and he knows exactly where he's taken his horse, and he knows exactly why. The horse is a very cool customer, he said. He said he's very relaxed, travels really well domestically, and so he doesn't think that the short international trip will be much of a bother. And this is a man who knows how to travel with horses. So I think that my pick for the weekend will be Alanin. I think he will rise from the ashes and finally get that second Group 1 win that he's been looking for the past year.
Thanks for your time there, Kate. Really appreciate your insight into the Japanese horses coming over for the inaugural running of Champions Day. That's coming up next Sunday, but before that, we've got Saturday afternoon racing at Sha Tin. 10 races. Trackside live coverage gets underway at 12:30. The Sports for All handicap is the highest class race, saving the best for last, race 10 at 5:45. For more information, go to the website hkjc.com, and you can follow it all through social media at hkjc_racing. That's all for us this week then on HK Direct. We look forward to your company next time. We'll see you at Sha Tin on Saturday. Until then, it's goodbye.